Kobalt came out with a new 24-volt mid-torque impact wrench with some pretty amazing specs. 650 foot-pounds of nut busting, 500 foot-pounds of fastening. Pretty nice small package that's very comfortable. It also does have some auto modes. It has an auto slow mode for taking bolts off. It will slow it down after it stops impacting, and then it has a hand tight mode. We're gonna go over that hand tight mode and see what it does in the different levels. That should get quite interesting. Currently this is available in a kit, so it comes with a bag, one of their fast chargers, and their 4 amp hour battery. It's a very interesting tool at a great price point, so it's well worth looking at. It's a little bit larger than the Milwaukee and very similar size to the Metabo HPT that's going to be slightly more expensive, but at the same time quite a value. If this guy even comes close to living up to the specs, it's going to be something to look at. Stay tuned. All right, here's two with auto slow on. Pretty accurate. Let's turn it off. Big difference in speed. So the question is, auto slow, is it worth it for lug nuts? Ooh. I guess that would depend on what type of lug nut you were taking off. Kind of prefer the fast, but you do have options. All right, let's go through some modes of tightening. Let's drop down to level 1 and hit hand tight. That's it. Let's just go to normal level 1. Pretty similar, except it just didn't stop. I did. Let's do hand tight again, get this a little bit snugged up. Let's do level 2 hand tight. Seemed like that tightened quite a bit more. Quite a bit more. Level 3 hand tight. Let's just try it here. That's more than the hand tight, but it's nice that it does stop. All three are done to level 3 hand tight. Let's just put a torque wrench on. These should be right around 100 foot-pounds. Let's see if they got there. So ideally here, hand tight would get me somewhere to 60 to 80 pounds, and then I would be able to put the rest on. This is set up at 110. That was there. I was able to put a little on that one. That one was already there. That one was there. I already did that one. So hand tight level 3, not something you're gonna do on lugs unless maybe you were doing a larger 3/4 ton or higher truck. Looks like it's gonna get us to right around 110, 100 foot-pounds, right in that area. I'm just going to do level 2 hand tight here and see where we're going to come out. Hopefully this comes out somewhere between 60 and 80 foot-pounds. It's weird because I want to get my finger off the trigger because I feel like I'm going a little bit more than I normally would, but let's see where we got. Perfect. That was probably 80. Perfect. That would be exactly where I would want to be. Level 2 hand tight is perfect. Now the hand tight portion of that, it's a little confusing because it's a little more than hand tight. Here's what I'd normally do. Take this level 1. I know I'm barely tight there. You can hit the wheel, get it in. I know I'm tight. I can hit level 2. And then we'll drop it, torque. I guess you could probably do that on level 2 also if you knew the trigger. I don't do that on new tools just in case, but I also would torque in a different direction here, but I'm trying to stay within camera parameters. So that works out pretty good. This is exactly how I would expect. And the tool is a little bit heavy, but for the price and what you get, it is spot on. As far as performance, for somebody who's a DIY guy, I guess you could probably use it in a mechanic shop too. It's rocking it out. I like it. So we got a 3/4 inch drive torque wrench here. We're just going to start out at 300 and see if we're going to put anything on it. It's there. There's 350 and we're moving it. So definitely did not get to 350, but at the same point, I think we're gonna be stretching some of these washers in here. So even if we try to get 50 pounds more, that should be nothing on this, but we're moving this quite a bit. And there's 350. Let's just see how this guy will do. Put it in reverse. We are on full. No bueno on that. Science went out the window when that bolt started stretching, so let's just see if the Metabo can pull this off. And it did, no issue. That's interesting. Yeah, you can see here how all this is kind of going together. Let's try something else. That was put on tight by the Metabo. Not that that's any sign of a great impact wrench or not, but it is one that is cost effective and also does the same job. Let's just see if this will take it off. Zero issue. We got to come up with some bolt in here that can take this amount of force, because 500 foot-pounds is no joke. Well, that test scientifically quickly went downhill. I really think that this Kobalt still performed quite well in the situation that we put it in. That bolt and everything is just not going to take the amount of torque that we're putting to it. Now, while the Metabo HPT was able to come in and save the day and take it out, I don't think this tool is really that far behind, and due to the situation of everything stretching and the washers just peening over, it really doesn't tell us a lot. If you're interested in how this tool performs against a lot of others, go over to the Torque Test channel. They've got a great system of putting these up against others and also a ranking chart. I'll leave a link to that in the description. Now, one thing I like about this tool is really how I feel with it in my hand. We have a little bit of a curvature to the handle, and the grip is good. The rubber overmold is great. The trigger is absolutely wonderful once you get used to it. It is similar to the DeWalt trigger, but it is a little bit shorter. So I have to get used to a little bit less trigger pull as I'm going through it, but the direction changes are very precise. I like that there's a little bit larger push button here. I don't know why, but it just kind of sticks in, and it's definitely out of the way, but something I can get to very easily. One of the things that I didn't notice a lot was this LED light. It didn't come out as overly bright. It didn't come out as overly dim. It was just kind of mediocre. The one thing that I absolutely love, if you're going to have a push button. Now, I would much rather have a slide switch down here, but with these auto modes, I understand that they can't. if you're gonna have a push button, this is one of the better ones I've seen. It actually sticks up, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna have any issue getting any oils on it. It's not going to be one that's going to peel apart and bubble away. It's just always going to look like a black rubber button, and I like that. So moving through, this tool is smart enough to know if it's in forward or reverse. If it's in forward, you can get into the hand tight mode. If it's in reverse, you can get into the auto slow mode. That hand tight mode said that it's going to stop impacting in the forward mode as soon as anything gets tight. It's going to turn in. Once it impacts, it stops. We obviously proved that wrong. So it's not exactly a hand tight mode, but it is very useful in getting bolts to a different torque level as you're moving up. And it seemed fairly, or at least as good as an impact wrench can be, fairly close as we moved up. So you can pick that hand tight mode out for whatever level you're in and go after it. It seemed great. I'll tell you, price point wise, this is absolutely awesome. We have the 4 amp hour extended run. Not sure what that is going to mean. I mean, it's 4 amp hour. Why does it have to be extended run? But either way, we have that extended run battery on it that came here. It might do better with a 6 on it, although I tested the Metabo HPT with the small battery, and I had the Milwaukee ready as a backup, and again I had one of their smaller batteries on it, so I could compare across the board. I need to get into this Kobalt line a little bit deeper in batteries, so I have a little bit more to compare to, but this dude, price wise, if you're looking for a deal, there it is. And not only is this tool a deal, I think it's going to work for a lot of DIY guys who are at home working on large suspension components, but I also think you could tweak this over into construction and maybe even into a little bit of a professional market. You do have a 5-year limited warranty on the tool, 3-year limited warranty on the battery, but one of the things that Kobalt seems to do well is make lesser expensive batteries. Some of the batteries we're looking at purchasing, even in the 8 and I think 6 amp hour range, they're still under $100, which is pretty decent when you get into the tool world. So we'll take a look at how that goes. This tool did not get hot in its use. Nothing else really happened. We're going to continue using this, see how it does, and get into this a little more in depth. So if you want to see something specific, leave that down in the comments. As always, give us a like in this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.